Alrighty. So thank you everyone for being here. Thanks for sticking with me through the long wait. I literally just got home a couple minutes ago. I already took the Pixel out of the box, as you can see. There wasn't really anything interesting, just the packing label and then just a little bit of information about it. Just this little thing right here. So nothing too interesting. Just it notes that there's like a light shadow on the screen from like some burn-in, but doesn't look like there's anything too bad going on. So I think that we are just about ready to get started. So the idea here is that I'm going to be installing the Android 12 beta on this Pixel 3a XL that I just got. It arrived today, and it should be easy enough to set up. I'm going to try to use what should be the simplest way to do it is to set it up through the Android beta program directly on the phone and then download the OTA. So we should just be able to do it just like that. So let's go ahead and get started. I already plugged in the phone here, as you can see, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. And should begin to power up. Yep, there it goes. All right, cool. So while it boots up, of course, you guys are more than welcome to ask any questions that you have in the chat for me. Interestingly, I'll give you some quick little facts about the phone, I guess. It actually arrived when I took it out of the box, it was already on. So that's interesting. It was already on, and not only was it on, but it was already set up. So that was interesting. I actually had to go through and do a factory reset, and then I turned the phone back off, so that way I could go ahead and set it up from scratch here on the stream. So that's of course what we're going to be doing here. Let's go ahead and get started here. So of course it's going to ask me about the SIM. So I'm actually not going to put in my SIM card just yet. I do know that Verizon likes to lock the bootloader. They just like to do that because they're Verizon and that's what they do. So I'm going to go ahead and skip this for right now. And we are going to connect to my Wi-Fi network. And I'm going to go ahead and connect to that, and then I will place this right back as soon as I'm done. Ooh. So the keyboard, of course, has haptics. Of course, it has haptics when you type, and I've already noticed that I really like the haptics on here. They're very tight, very concise and everything, so that is a big plus. And looks like we're just waiting here. I'm sure that it's probably taking a while because it's connected to the Wi-Fi, which of course takes a while when it's of course I'm streaming and everything. So I am going to copy over my data, but I'm not going to use my old phone to do it. So let's see if it will let me. It should let me do it with my Google account. Let's see here. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and, of course, type in that information. And like I said, I'm really liking the haptics so far. They're of course, they're the same that were on the Pixel 3 and the 3a, or the Pixel 3 and the 3 XL. And so they're, of course, really nice and tight, sharp. Honestly, I've been using my Galaxy S10 for the longest time, and I would reason to say that they're actually better than what's on the Galaxy S10. Really bar none. So far it's been, like I said, the haptics have been really, really tight, and very, very clean and everything. So if you guys notice that, so I had a friend of mine in the chat over here say that the stream was mirrored, so I went ahead and fixed that. If you notice that the stream is mirrored again, just let me know. Droid Cam likes to kind of mess up some things, and of course I just set this up 5-10 minutes before I got started. So if there are any issues or anything, just let me know. So I'm going to go ahead and restore from this Galaxy S10 backup. Let's see. So not sure. I don't even know if I remember. Okay, good. So I didn't know if I actually remembered my screen lock for my Galaxy S10. It's going to go ahead and copy up over all this stuff. I'm going to go ahead and go through here and uncheck a few things because there are some apps in here that I don't want to copy over. Like this ANT radio service and stuff. There's just a whole bunch of stuff in here that I don't use, or that I, of course, won't need to use now that I'm on a Pixel device. I won't be doing a whole lot of customization on it because I actually like using the stock launcher a whole lot better. So that's one of the things you're going to see me uncheck a bunch of customization stuff. I might install KLWP later. I'm more than likely for right now. Like I said, I'm just going to use the excuse me, the built-in customize or the built-in stock launcher, all that kind of stuff. Just because for right now, I'm more interested to see how the stock experience will be, especially on Android 12. The icon on the store page wasn't changed yet. I'm not sure what you mean about the store page. Yeah, I'm not sure there. But yeah, like I said, there's a lot of the stuff I'm probably just not going to use. And of course, I'm going to uncheck stuff because I actually haven't gone through my apps in a while. So it'll probably be kind of beneficial to go through and uncheck stuff that I know that I'm not going to use. I knew that since I was getting a new phone that I could, of course, since I was going to copy over my data and stuff, it wouldn't be that big of a deal if I just waited until I got my new phone to go through and uninstall the apps that I wasn't going to use. So we'll go ahead and click OK on that. And otherwise, I think we should be good. So I'm going to go ahead and hit restore there. So that's going to go ahead and get started. The Discord. Oh, yeah. So the Discord icon, I'm not entirely sure what the deal there is. I do know that I'm using the Discord beta, and I don't know if that might have something to do with it. But I like I said, I'm just not sure. Set screen lock. I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick, and then of course it's probably going to ask me to set up. I think they call it Pixel Imprint, but it's really just the fingerprint sensor. So. So, all right, yeah. So they call it Pixel Imprint, but I'm going to go ahead and set this up. I'll be interested to see how much quicker it is. Oh wow, yeah, this is way quicker than it was on any of the previous Pixels. I'm going to set up both of my fingers right now because I do know that I am going to want to use both. So, all right, very nice. So. Now let's go ahead and realign this here. Alrighty, and I'm going to go ahead and hit continue here. I don't know if you can say it. I'm willing to bet that you probably can't tell, but it is actually a little bit. There is a little bit of screen burn in. This is a used phone, so it is. I got it at a pretty good discount. There were some phones that were a little bit more discounted, but this specific model was the one that I really wanted to get. And so, all right, so it's asking me to do the squeeze. It's interesting because when I hold the phone regularly, I can't really tell that it's made of plastic. Like there's no real indicators, but when I squeeze it, I can definitely tell something in it. I guess it's probably just the flex of the chassis that I could just really tell that it's a plastic device. So, but otherwise, honestly, I don't mind it that much. Of course, I don't know if you guys saw the image I posted, but I actually do have a case for this phone, which I will grab out real quick. But, of course, because, I want to keep it as pristine as possible, I do want to keep it in a case. So here is the case that I'm going to be using. Just this nice little orange case to offset the black, which I'm going to go ahead and put the case on later. For right now, we're just going to leave it as is. Of course, I do want that. And we'll set up some of these other things. So review additional apps. I don't actually want any of these. So, and then we'll see. So I'm just going to go ahead and set up my settings. The real question will be, of course, I'm seriously wondering what will be what will stick around after the update to Android 12. I'm going to go ahead and set up my personal account in here real quick, and then we should be pretty much good to go as far as finishing the setup goes. Yeah, a lot of people were complaining about the screen size when this phone first debuted. Of course, like the bezels and stuff. Honestly, I'm kind of liking the kind of the setup of the Pixel itself. The sizing and everything is actually it's actually not too bad. No, the stream is not pre-recorded. I'm just I'm not paying super close attention to the chat. I'm just checking on it every now and again. We're gonna keep let's keep Hulu on there. There are some things, like I said, that I do want to keep, but other things I'm just going to remove. Yeah, otherwise we should be good here. So that is done. And I think that we are good to go. So it should, do not send me emails. Do not send me any more emails than I already have, because, that's how it works. It's Google, for crying out loud. But I should, I'm like I said, I'm super interested to see what the process will be for installing. Yeah, excuse me while I open a Pepsi. Like I said, I just got home, so I'm super interested to see what the process will be for setting up the phone. I actually wanted to originally update the phone and then reset it, so that way I could set it up on Android 12 and see if the out-of-box experience was any different. But honestly, I just didn't really care that much. I don't mind setting it up. We'll see kind of what the post process is for once I get onto Android 12. But oh, very nice. So we are now on the home screen. All right, yeah. So we got a bunch of stuff in here. I'm going to, let's see what a good brightness is. All right, so that should be good. I think it's probably, I'm sure that it's probably using auto brightness. And interestingly, it looks like it's on a beta. Is this on a beta version of Android 11? 20.5. I can't tell if it's on a beta version of Android 11 or not. But I feel like I don't remember the build number being in the final version. So it does look like it's on a beta version. Which is quite interesting. So, all right, let me go ahead. I don't know if I should leave it in dark mode for pretty much for visibility. I don't know if I should leave it in dark mode or if I should put it in light mode. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you guys decide. I'm looking at the chat right now. This is kind of what dark mode looks like. And let me switch to light mode from here. Of course, I'm already in settings. I could have just done it through there. But so this is what light mode looks like. I do want to see kind of what your guys' thoughts are. Which is easier to see, pretty much. Does this look easier? Is this easier to see, or is dark mode easier to see? Just kind of let me know. Pepsi or Coke? I honestly like both. I mean, if I had a gun to my head, I would probably pick Pepsi, in all honesty. Which I know is going to get me a lot of flack, because I think that Z likes Coke. So, but I do personally like Pepsi better. It's a Carolina thing. If you know what that means, then you're awesome. But yeah, Pepsi. So Z says light mode. We do dark mode, light mode. All right, so for right now, I'll leave it in light mode because the reflections are a little bit less. But what I will do is I'll turn the brightness down a little bit more, so that way it's not like burning, the camera. It's not too bright. What I am going to do though is I'm going to enable developer settings. No need, you are already a developer. Well, isn't that interesting? Huh. All right, well, let me go through here and see. So I'm going to check and see if I can. Oh, sweet. So we can unlock the bootloader. I really don't care if you guys see my passcode. It's my birthday. I don't care. We can enable unlocking, which is one thing that I really, really, really wanted to do because it would, for many reasons, the biggest of which is that I can put Magisk on it once it is on Android 12. I'm hoping that, I can install, a couple things once that's done. So should be good to go here. I'm going to go ahead and disable a couple things because it is charging and I'm not, really going to use Bluetooth location. That's another thing. Generally, I would move everything up here, but I don't care right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and disable location for right now. But I am super glad that OEM unlocking, of course, unlocking the bootloader is available. That makes things way easier for future, things that I want to do with it, essentially. So it looks like we are good otherwise. So the only other thing that I wanted to do in here is I wanted to check in here. So flip to shush. You know what? I think I will enable that. So a lot of the things that I want to do is I want to enable some things that I want to see essentially if they're going to stay. Most of the time I don't see why they wouldn't, but I do want to see what will stay once I upgrade to Android 12. So of course I'm going to enable gesture navigation. I don't know about you guys, but I really love the gesture navigation. I know some people hate it. Like I said, I personally really like it, but I'm partial to it, of course. So let's go ahead and see where we are on battery. So we're at 90%. That looks good. For right now, what I'm going to do, though, is I am going to let this install all of the apps that it needs to install, and then we'll let it update, and then we'll do the Android 12 update. So 3 buttons over gesture. Yeah, I get that. Gesture is good, but 3 buttons is better. I do. So yeah, that is the general consensus, is that a lot of people tend to like the buttons better. Like I said, I'm partial to the gestures just because back when I had my iPhone 10, it was my favorite way of navigating through the device. Of course, it gives you more screen real estate, all that. So let's see where we're at here. So it looks like it's going to install the apps first, and then it'll do updates. So that's not too bad. And then, of course, we'll do the update. So what I'm actually going to do, yeah, I guess we'll just let this run. But we can go ahead and run through here and see kind of what's new. So, of course, we have the Google launcher with the, this is interesting. I heard about this, and I kind of want to look at it, but I'm not going to do it on stream. But yeah, if you guys haven't heard about this, the HTC Pixel 2 XL, that story is super interesting. I would recommend taking a look at that story. But yeah, so we have just the normal Pixel launcher. Doesn't look like anything's too different or anything. Of course, we have the suggestions and stuff. At a glance, nothing too out of the ordinary or different or anything. But I do want to change a couple things in these styles, and I want to see if they will, of course, apply to the system when I am done. So I'm going to keep the default font, but I am going to change these icons. Make it purple because I like the purple. And I'll pick this, the pill, or the teardrop. And we'll just call this snow. Because of course. So, all right, so that we'll go ahead and do that. As you can see now, we have the little kind of teardrop shapes there. You should try to install compatibles on a phone that is compatible. So that's the Ubuntu Touch. I don't know if this phone is compatible, but the problem is that if this phone is not compatible, I actually don't have a phone that is compatible because all of the other Android phones that I have are bootloader locked. So you can't unlock the bootloader on them, which kind of sucks, but you know, it essentially it is what it is. Not really a whole lot I can do about it. Maybe in the future I might can look into something like that, but for right now I'm just gonna stick with this. Let's go ahead. So I'm going to leave this open for right now. I don't know if you guys can see with the installed applications, but essentially what we're looking at here is it's going to install the applications that I have on my account. And then when that's done, I'm going to update the applications. Yeah, there we go. So I can zoom in a little bit. Let me move this down. So it's going to go ahead and install these applications. And then when that's done, we can go ahead and update it or update the built-in applications. So what phone is that again? Yeah, so this is the Google Pixel 3a XL. And there are, as with all Android phones, there's a ton of different models of course, of the same phone. This specific one is the G020C. But there is also the G020A, which I believe is the GSM model, which means that if I'm correct, I don't quote me on this because I don't remember for sure how it all works, but one of those models, which is, I guess in this case would be the G020A model, is bootloader locked. You can't unlock the bootloader. And I was pretty sure that this one had the ability to unlock the bootloader. And of course, now we've confirmed that. So that is pretty awesome. So let's see, almost like, okay. So yeah, so if at any point I get bored of Android 12, I might try that out. It does sound pretty interesting. And I did follow the Ubuntu Touch scene back when it was, of course, first coming out and everything. And of course, it looked pretty interesting. But for right now, I do first want to try Android 12. I don't know if you guys are seeing the stutters. It looks like it. Yeah, it's kind of going in and out. But if you are seeing the stutters, that's actually a JoyCam issue. JoyCam really doesn't like it when I'm doing more than one thing with the camera. And of course, I'm using both JoyCam, OBS Studio, and of course doing the live stream. So that is why it's kind of lagging so hard. But that is, that's not the phone or anything. That's just JoyCam. But we will. I'll post some photos and videos afterwards. After this stream on Twitter. Yeah, I definitely do have a weak computer. I mean, like I said, it doesn't help that I'm running like 85 things at the same time, but is what it is, I guess. All right, so it looks like we're getting down to the wire here. Okay, so we got about 10 apps left. Let's see, I'm trying to. Yeah, I can definitely do that. We can talk about it here in a little bit. Essentially, the reason why I left the Discord server was because I was for a few weeks I was planning to delete my Discord account essentially, because I was getting some spam on, like, specifically DM'd to me, but I ended up just not doing that, and then a bunch of other stuff. Like I said, I'll talk to you after the stream about it, but yeah, that's essentially what happened there. So yeah, I'm not sure what exactly failed there. Let's see if it'll tell me. Let me zoom back out here. I hate that it says that. It says one failed, but it usually doesn't actually tell you what app it was that failed. Now isn't really a great time, but I will. We can try to set something up. I'll like I said, I'll DM you after the stream, and then you can just kind of get back to me whenever. Let's see. So it looks like it got the apps that I needed installed pretty much. It looks like it's just the updates that we have now. So that's good. All right, so of course, like I said, once the update here, once the app updates are done here, which it looks like they are now. Perfect. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do, or the app installs is what I meant to say earlier, but we're gonna go ahead and do the app updates now. And then once these are done, we can go ahead and start the upgrade process to Android 12. So matter of fact, I think I can actually go ahead and get started on this because it should be a pretty simple process. Oh, I love this. I forgot about this. So when you change the system accent color, it changes it updates on Gboard as well. I forgot about that. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's take a look here. So it's going to be, well, this is definitely not easy to do while this is sitting down, but slash Android. Not account. I really, really, really like the haptics on this device. Even sitting down like this, I really, really, really like the haptics on here. They are just super, super good. And I know I've said that like 1,000 times now, but they're very good. They're very, very good. So, all right, let's go ahead and go here. And the idea is that you opt into the program. And then, so this is, I mean, obviously this is my device because this is the only one that's here. So this is, yeah, I'll just go ahead and sign my life over to Google here. We could not enroll your device at this time. Well, great. All right, well, this is what we'll do. So I didn't think that was going to work anyway. I just kind of had a hunch that wouldn't work. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let these app updates finish, and then I'm actually going to use the sideload method. So if you don't already know, the sideload method essentially, rather than having to fully reflash the complete OS and have to factory reset and everything, the sideload method actually allows you to just install it as a regular update. Some Pixels, and the bonus about that is that no matter what phone I got, it would mean that I would be able to install Android 12 on it. So, or at least no matter what model of the 3A that I got, it would allow me to install Android 12 on it, which is, kind of the bonus there. Since it doesn't require an unlocked bootloader. So that definitely helps. But the idea here will be once I get the bootloader unlocked, which is of course already done, and then once I install Magisk on it, I'm going to then put my SIM card in it because, like I said, I do know that there are people who have had issues with Verizon SIMs locking their phones, like locking the bootloader after the fact, or at least graying out the option to lock/unlock it. So I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to make the modifications that I want to make beforehand and then do it. So, but all I'm going to do on this stream is just to update to Android 12 and then maybe kind of look around the UI a little bit. And then after the stream is over, then I'll install Magisk. So I'm glad that the app updates appear to be going pretty smoothly. I'm definitely interested to see, now that I have a the Google TV. I don't know if you guys saw, but I actually got the Chromecast with Google TV over the weekend, and so it's one of the big updates in Android 12 is that you can there's like a redesigned remote app, and so I'll be pretty interested to see what that's about. All right, what's the problem here? Why are we? Oh, it's just taking forever to load. Yeah, the phone's a little warm. I was wondering. So I mean, honestly, I'm not super worried about the web view stuff. Lord have mercy. It is struggling right now. I don't know what it's doing. Let's try to just force close out of this and see. Oh, this is the old App Store or Play Store, excuse me. All right, let's see. There we go. Okay, so if that, well, I said there we go, and then it didn't work. All right, well, we'll just go ahead and start the upgrade process, and then, we'll kind of go from there. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and unplug the phone, and we're going to plug it into my computer. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to we're going to do I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. I guess we could just do a full screen share. So what's kind of interesting is that I was actually able to install the I was able to download the firmware for Android 12 onto my computer before I actually got the phone, because I wanted to have it already downloaded, so I didn't, of course, have to wait to install Android 12 on it. So that is pretty handy. So I'm about to share my screen with you guys, and I think I already have ADB installed on here, so I shouldn't have to do that. Yeah, all right, cool. So let's go ahead and put this down in the corner. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to transition off of this real quick, and then I'm going to transition back to it here in just a second. Bear with me here. I definitely should have come more prepared. So, all right, let's do display capture. There we go. All right, so now you guys should be able to see my screen. And I guess I can go ahead and hide this since the, yeah, so we can do that, and then I can hide DroidCam here. Oh, yeah, I forgot to transition back over. All right, there we go. So now you guys should be able to see my screen. I'm going to stop VCam mode. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Excuse me. All right, so of course we have the Pixel up here, and then we have my files over here, and then the command prompt over here. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to move this over here, so that way it's not in the way of the command prompt window. And I'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit on this so it's easier to see. All right, so I'm going to have to pull up the instructions on here because I don't quite remember the process for doing it. So what we'll do here is all right, so I do know that we're going to, of course, need to connect the phone to the computer, which is easy enough. Of course, I say that, but now I need to find a USB-C cable. As, of course, the only one that I have is plugged in to the S10 for DroidCam. Well, I have a USB-C to USB-C. All right. So go ahead and plug this in. I'm going to actually plug it up over here because I want to. All right. So I don't know if this cable carries data, but we shall find out. That's a good sign. All right, so let's go ahead and enable the USB debugging option in here. And now we have USB debugging enabled, and I'm going to allow it from this computer. All right, so this now it should be the pretty easy part, which is just to reboot and to install it, of course, through ADB. So now that we have that done, we can go ahead and reboot into recovery. And it might prompt me again to, okay, yeah, so I thought that would be the case. So let's do ADB devices. And I'm not actually entirely sure which one is the Pixel and which one is the S10. So that's fun. I think DroidCam stopped working. Yes, it did. Okay, that's no problem. We can just reconnect it. All right, so give me just a second here. I'm going to be sure that I don't have that I don't try to like accidentally attempt to install this on my S10, because that, of course, would be an issue. It wouldn't work, but that of course is supposed to be showing the Pixel, but it is not working at the moment. Of course, that's gonna. All right, I'm gonna disconnect this real quick. Oh, you know what? We're just gonna do this the difficult way. So if I go ahead and disconnect this and then rerun devices, I should know which is my S10 and then which is my. All right, so yeah, so the R58M23 blah 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 is the S10, and then the other one is the Pixel. So what that essentially means is that I can run the commands by specifying which device I have plugged in, and that will allow me to have both of these devices connected, but just, of course, direct the commands to one specific device. So Vibata cursor. So actually, it's very similar to Vibata, but it's not quite that one. It's a, like I said, it's a similar one, but it's not quite the same. I'll have to find it again. I don't know if I saved it, but like I said, it is very similar. It's just not quite the same. So, all right, let's go ahead and go into my downloads here, and not that one, compressed. And so these are the images that we need. So I believe, yeah, it's the OTA one. So this whole zip file is, of course, the one that we want to use to sideload it. So I need to let me do. New Discord logo. All right, yeah. So while I'm doing some quick Googling, because I forgot things, the new Discord logo, I actually don't hate it. I think that it feels a little unfinished, almost. Like I feel like if they were going to do the round thing, that they should have just gone all the way rather than made it like sort of round, but then put like the pointed corners on it. Like it was just a little weird to me. But honestly, I don't like I said, I don't completely hate it. Some people do. I really don't hate it that much. It just kind of, it is, so I don't hate it. All right, so we should be able to do ADB devices one more time. So I can, of course, get the device name for this one. Well, now that's interesting. Okay, there we go. So we have both of these. We're going to copy this, and we're going to do ADB, boot, recovery. We should be able to just paste that right on in there, and it should reboot the Pixel. No error. What? Lord have mercy. Just try again. If it gives me the same error, then I'll try to, yeah, all right, so let's do, I'm sure that it probably doesn't help that I have that I have DroidCam running. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to disable DroidCam for right now, so you won't be able to see the phone itself, but then once we are done, I will, once we get back to setup, we can kind of we'll go from there. So I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect this phone. And we're going to do ADB server. And then we'll do ADB devices again. And this will actually make things easier because now I won't have to specify a device every time since there will only be one device connected. So, all right, let's try this one last time here. There we go. That was instant. So you have, like I said, of course, you guys can't see that, but it did reboot instantly to recovery mode. And it is now booting right back up. All right, so there are a couple of things that you have to do. Of course, what you can't see is that I am on the phone, and we're going to do apply update from ADB, which of course we do from recovery mode. It's going to, of course, reconnect. We're going to do, I believe it is, let's go back to the thing here. Yeah, so we're going to do ADB devices again, just to be sure, of course, that it connected. So ADB devices. And then, yeah, so we have it in sideload now. So we do ADB sideload. And then we just drag this in here. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and rename this to update.zip because it will make things a lot easier. I won't have to like copy over the file and everything. So it should, let's see. Loading. All right, cool. So it is loading right now. Whew, it is going slow. All right, so of course that's going to take its time. Let me go ahead and let me see if I can close out of some things. Maybe that'll make it a little quicker. I love that sound. So this is really the boring part. Of course, we're just going to wait for the update to copy over, of course, for the, the package to update and everything. And then afterwards, we will be able to kind of go from there and install, well, not install it, not install Android 12, but we'll be able to, of course, set it up and, kind of see how everything works. So for right now, if you guys want to just, post in the chat or, just kind of whatever, I'm more than open to it. I'll, answer your questions if you have any. But like I said, this is just kind of the boring part. Now we just kind of have to wait. This is, and I have to say, this is actually why I'm going to edit this video after the fact, because I know that there were more than bound to be places like this where I knew that we were just going to be waiting for a while. So that's interesting. I guess what we actually can do is we can go through and look at some of the. Let me see. Let's go to the Android 12 beta. And we can kind of see what they say, what Google is saying about Android 12. So of course, they have this promo image. I tell you what, I think one of the things that I'm most excited about is to get the theming options. This whole, the wallpaper colors the entire UI. I am super excited to try that. It's kind of funny because I actually have an orange theme on my device right now. That's very similar to the idea of Android 12, where it themes like the icons and the widgets and everything. Yeah, I completely agree. Material U is super good looking. I cannot wait to try it out. And then these widgets and everything, some of them I think look a little silly, but honestly, most of them I think, like, just the whole complete restructuring of animations and the looks and just pretty much everything is just so cool. And I'm super excited to see kind of what they do up in the following betas. Honestly, the next beta should be out soon-ish. I mean, I don't actually know what the timeline looks like, but hopefully it will be within the next maybe couple of weeks. I'm not entirely sure. I think that they're of course they're doing one once a month. They're doing a new beta once a month, and so it should be pretty interesting to see kind of how that goes. So let's see what this looks like. This kind of reminds me of when the Apple did a very similar video, but it wasn't with like a specific version of iOS. It was just with their whole ecosystem. And it was this kind of very fluid, video that kind of showcased like a bunch of their products and their software and everything. And it was actually pretty neat. So I'll tell you what, I have looked at the, I've been kind of looking at Android 12 and, messing around with it, or messing around with, different ideas and concepts and stuff. And one thing that I'm having trouble getting behind is the new notification area panel tray thing, because it's like, so let me go back here. Let me see if I can pull it up. So if we go, to like right here, if you look, it's, something about it, I just can't seem to get 100% on board with. Like, it feels like it wasn't completely thought out. It feels kind of like half baked almost. I don't know, something about it just doesn't quite sit right with me. But it'll be definitely interesting to see what it does look like on the on the device. Maybe it might just be that seeing it in pictures versus actually having it in hand. It might change my feelings about it. I'm not entirely sure. I try to give things the benefit of the doubt, especially when it comes to things like this, where I don't want to give like my final, this is exactly how I feel about it versus this is, something else, until I actually get my hands on it and I'm able to, kind of look at it, and stuff. So. But I am definitely excited to see how the new, how the new coloring system works. It's called Monet. Like the code name for it is Monet, Monet. But one thing I really do like, I love the clock. Like that lock screen clock is just incredible. It's so many things have just been so well thought out, like the clock changing size. Of course, when you have notifications versus when you don't, the animations when you turn the device on, like when you go to turn the screen on, it's just so many of these things like are just so well thought out. Like it feels like this right here. You'll feel how it comes alive with every tap, swipe, and scroll. It definitely feels like they're doing something completely different. Like it feels like they're definitely trying to take control and really pay attention to the look and feel of things. This is what I was talking about. Okay, so when you have notifications, it has that weird card, this weird white card right here. I don't like that as much. I feel like maybe it should be like a gradient or something else. Something about it just feels like off-putting to me. I can't quite put my finger on it, but overall, I do like the new notification system. I like that the buttons are bigger. Of course, they're easier to tap. Of course, it'll definitely be seen. It'll definitely have to be seen how well, it kind of fits in once we, get the final update and see kind of what they do as far as tweaking it and finalizing it. So it's kind of stick out from the other controls. Yeah, I do agree there. That's why I don't I guess I don't, and I'm probably contradicting myself. I've probably contradicted myself 1,000 times already, but I don't completely hate it. Something about it just doesn't feel right. Like I feel like there's just, it just feels unfinished to me, which of course it might be the case because it's a beta and it's, very possible that it could just be that it's unfinished. But like I said, it feels like that stark contrast from that black to that white, just something about it, just like I said, feels unfinished. So I think maybe what they should have done is rather than make it just black and white, maybe they just made it like a lighter gray, rather than just having it be that, that stark 0-1 contrast. I don't know. I have to say though, I definitely like the new notifications themselves. I like how much richer they are. Like they have the new little icons next to the like they have, and they pull this down again. There's like the little app icon next to the profile picture. I wonder if I can find any static images. Probably not on this page because I think these are all GIFs, but well, you know what we can do? We can just Google it. Huh? So, all right. So here, well, that's kind of it. See, these are all like back when the leaks were coming out. Interesting. All right. Let's. So let me go back up here and see. This is honestly like the closest one that I can kind of find, but now see, I did see this, and this feels better to me. Like it feels like having, and it's like I know it's super small, but having like a 3x3 layout feels a lot better to me because even though the controls are bigger, there's still like more of them. Like I feel like having like a 2x2 layout, which is I think how it is by default, like this. Like I feel like it's just not making the I feel like it's not making great use of space. Maybe it's just me. I'm not sure. But let me see. I just want to see one with notifications. That's all I want. Rich notifications, that is. Oh, looks like, okay, sweet. So it is finished. I'm not sure what result 0 means, but it is finished, so that's good. I'm not going to reboot it just yet because I want to go ahead and pull the Joy-Cam back up so we can see it turning on and everything. So let me go ahead and plug the phone back in, and we'll go ahead and get that going. Yeah, so once it gets towards the very end, it tends to what it'll do is it'll let the phone kind of finish the rest of the process, and so it usually finishes up the last little bit, that last whatever 6% or whatever it is. It usually finishes it up pretty quickly. So. There we are. All right, so of course it's difficult to see with the screen off, but what I will go ahead and do is I'll show this. All right, cool. So now we have this pulled up. Let me go ahead and refocus it. Well, I'm probably gonna have to reboot in order for it to refocus, but it does. I'm still not sure what. I don't think result 0 is good. I think that means that it failed, actually, which means that I'm probably going to have to. I think what the issue is, if it did fail again, which I'm suspecting that it did, what I'll probably have to end up doing is I'll have to update to the latest version of Android, and I'm wondering if that's actually why it failed on the when I went to the website, because I think that since it's on whatever Android beta or whatever it is, it probably failed to install correctly. So I guess we shall see. I don't know. Oh, it did work. Look at that. That is awesome. All right. So this is Android 12. Oh, that keypad though. I just want to see the little click effects, like the litter. Well, it's probably difficult to see on screen, but there's those little glitter effects. Oh, this is so great. All right. So we are now on the Android 12 home. Ooh, that is super smooth. All right, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. Just even out of the box, I already like this new notification panel a whole lot more. This is already way better than I thought it would be. The animations are nice and fluid. Everything just feels very, very smooth. It's super, super clean. Very cool. All right, so let's go ahead and run through a couple of the things. So this is one of the things, one of the new things that has this little new overscroll effect where it kind of stretches the content. I personally absolutely love these new animations. Like, it's just so perfect. There's, of course, a couple other new things. There's this new rounded menu. I don't like this as much, but honestly, what can you do? I think that it's unfinished, but like I said, we'll see. There is a new layout here, which I believe is this 4x4 layout right here. So let's go ahead and apply that. Yeah, so this is the new layout. I probably won't keep this, but you know, that is available. Oh, so this is new. Well, it's not new, but it is. I haven't actually had this come up before. So it has where it can, you know, of course, replace the bottom row of apps with app suggestions. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to decline it, but of course you can enable that. So let's go ahead and let me go back to styles and wallpapers here. So of course we have all of the default ones. I do wonder, I'm super curious to see if, oh, I guess it's not going to show me the, well, I really wanted to see if live wallpapers work, but it's not showing me that. Is this new? Mandalorian wallpapers? Not sure. I'm just going to go ahead and pick one from here. So we'll do like this pink one. We'll kind of see how it adapts. So of course it'll show on the lock screen. That's interesting. It has the old lock screen on there. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm just going, like, we'll just do both right now. I'm probably going to end up changing it later anyway. So, all right, so it looks like it's keeping that same system access. Oh yeah, there's the new settings app. God, man, some of the seeing these things up close is just, it's so much. It honestly, it makes the way that I felt about it at first just completely different. So let me go ahead. All right, so it looks like there's some more new built-in ones. A lot more fonts you can pick from as well out of the box. So that's pretty cool. All right, I'm just gonna stick with the stock one though. Some new icons that you can pick from. Interestingly, all of these actually have been available for a while. They just actually didn't allow you to pick them for whatever reason. I don't really think anyone knew what the reason was, but yeah, there you go. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit apply there. I don't know why it's not doing the custom colors thing. I don't know. I did hear somewhere that the oh, what happened there? I did hear somewhere, I feel like I remember hearing somewhere that the colors applying from your wallpaper actually won't be available until a later beta. So if that is the case, I can probably do a video on that later on. But you know, there you go. So it doesn't look like it's applying to the panel or to the Google Now panel yet. So that's, you know, of course, something to look out for. One thing I am curious about, though, let me go here and see if the bootloader is still unlocked. It should be. I don't see why it wouldn't be, but let's just check and be sure. New switches, new toggles there. Yeah, okay, so it is still unlocked. So, ooh, check out how that title shrinks and goes right in there. So on iOS, what it does is or maybe it's not on iOS. It might be, I don't know. But the title bar will end up just overlapping it, and then it'll just appear up in the title bar. So I love how it shrinks and then moves to the side like that. So like I said, these animations are just super, super nice. So we got future flags, which of course aren't available. Go through here and see. It doesn't look like there's, I don't remember there being anything new, but I am just going to run through here just really quickly and see if there's anything interesting. I couldn't tell if there was a vibration or not, but I think it's just the system making sounds. So yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything, or at least there's not much that's new in there. So gestures, of course, we have the active edge. I do want to see if, okay, so we do still have this power menu. Let's go through here and see. Yeah, so we can enable hold for assistant. So if we go ahead and do that, we have the hold for assistant feature. So that's pretty cool. I think of all the ways that you can access the Google Assistant, the squeeze feature is my favorite. I'm actually not going to enable hold for assistant because I'm going to use the squeeze feature. But again, you know, if people want to use that, they, you know, of course, they're more than welcome to. You know, of course, there's the new swipe for notifications that you can also set to do a swipe down. So like if I do this, we can swipe down for notifications. And it actually, I think I remember it, like it starts from pretty high up. So starts from like up here or something. I don't know, but all right, yeah. So we can take a look at that. So system navigation. I'm sure that it looks, yeah, exactly the same. 2-button navigation, same. And then gesture navigation. And it doesn't look like there's anything new or really interesting in here. So, all right. So of course we have all that. Yeah, I mean, really, I think that's about it. The biggest thing that I wanted to see, of course, was the new notifications. You know, of course, you can, you know, add things and remove things. There's, of course, this new extra dim feature. Let's add something new. Yeah, so there are some bugs right now. As you can see, these are kind of stretching out a little bit. This, like if you hold it and then release it, sometimes it won't kind of go back to where it was originally. So there are obviously some things that, you know, some bugs and stuff that they need to work out, but otherwise it actually looks pretty good. Oh, you missed the 3-button part. All right, let me go back. Like I said, it looks exactly the same. So honestly, I mean, you know, you didn't miss much, but like I said, I will go back in here. So let's gestures and system navigation, 3-button navigation. So yeah, so 3-button navigation is pretty much exactly the same. You still have your you know, recents panel. Nothing too interesting there. But I'm gonna stick with my gesture navigation for right now. And yeah, I mean, really, that's about it. It doesn't look like the Android remote installed by default, which is kind of interesting. I might install it a little later and see. But for right now, I'm actually going to hop off here. I really hope that you guys enjoyed sticking around with me to see this really, really long video, which most of which was just waiting for the thing to update. But I am going to try... I'm going to essentially use Android 12. I'm going to be using this phone as my daily driver for the next however long, until I guess until I get sick of it or until I can't use it anymore. But I am going to switch to this phone as my daily phone. As soon as I hop off here, I am going to install Magisk on it and go ahead and, you know, of course, root it through Magisk, and then I'll update you guys on Twitter and everything as to, you know, any changes or interesting things that I notice. Once, of course, we get the new beta, you know, the second beta of Android 12, I will go ahead and, you know, of course, post, you know, things that I've noticed, you know, new changes and features and whatnot. I'm hoping that the wallpaper, you know, theming will apply soon. I do want to check real quick. I wonder if it's only in dark mode that it works. No. Okay. Well, it's worth a shot. But I guess one way that you can kind of get around that is, so let me just say real quick, let's just say I pick one of these. I'll just pick like this green one, for instance. If I go ahead and apply this to like my home and lock screen, obviously it's not going to change the colors, but what I can do is I can change from styles and wallpapers. If I go to style, and then I create like a custom style, what I can do is I can select a green color, and then, you know, like one that kind of matches the wallpaper. And then, even though of course it's not available for right now, it'll kind of be something that we can use in the meantime until we get, you know, the full Monet theming system. So obviously that's a choice. If, you know, if you were to have Android 12 and you wanted to kind of get that new look, the new Monet theming system, that, you know, of course is a choice that you obviously would have. So, but yeah, there you go. That's just about it, guys. Thank you, of course, as always, for joining me on my stream. I think I say this every stream, but I do want to do more streams like this in the future. Just, you know, kind of depends on, you know, the time and what I have to stream about. But probably what I'll do is when Android 12 Beta 2 comes out, I'll probably do another stream similar to this, where we update and then we kind of go through and kind of look at the new features and stuff. So, but that's it. That's my time for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. And as always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Peace.